Back with you here for the 2025 Twin Cities Film Fest, sponsored by Stearns Bank. I'm Blythe Whealy, hosting the red carpet at the Marcus West End Theater. I'm lucky to be joined by the filmmakers here from Taha's Theorem. This right next to me is Aaron Dye, and next to him is Eunice Wangadi. And I am so glad you guys are here to talk about your film. First, I want to start off with Aaron giving us a little bit of a description to make sure everyone's caught up to speed.
Yeah, thanks, Blythe. Taha's Theorem is about an immigrant family. They identify as refugees from Iraq, and they're a Kurdish family who came here in the 90s. The dad or grandfather in the family, depending on how you look at it, is a mathematician. The film is looking at how he's using math and pursuing, proving his math concepts, to keep him moving forward, to reflect on the journey of coming to the United States and kind of how they navigate, the past struggles, current navigations of, what it means to be a refugee family in Minneapolis.
And of course, Yusuf, you are one of the subjects in this film. Can you talk about what it was like for your family to get this news that you were going to be in a documentary?
We were very, very excited about the whole process. This been actually kind of been in the working. My dad had written a lot of books about our escape from Iraq, and we're very, very lucky that Aaron was able to find us, and we're very, very excited to be here.
And as you should be, I really think it's such an incredible film. I really enjoyed watching it and hearing your story. Aaron, I also want to know about some of the behind the scenes. Sometimes in documentaries, you don't always know the full story. It's unraveling in front of you. Yep. Can you tell me about a fun moment that maybe happened or something interesting that you learned throughout this process?
One of my favorite parts of making Taha's Theorem was, number one, just getting to know the whole Murad Muhammad family so closely, and spending so much time with them, both filming and behind the scenes. And the food, honestly, was like one of my favorite parts. I ate so much good Iraqi Kurdish food that Malika, who is Taha's wife, and Hidil Yusuf's wife, made while I was, staying in their house filming this movie. And it, was just so welcoming and made me feel so at home and comfortable immediately, just like getting the filmmaking process off on the right foot. And so, I think I just, really learned so much about Kurdish culture, Kurdish food, and really just felt so welcomed by you guys while I was filming doing the whole process. Yeah.
And everyone's making me hungry. We keep talking about food up here on the red carpet, but I love it. And Yusuf, also, I know that your family now is, of course, in Minnesota after having such an incredible journey to get here. Can you talk about what you're hoping your family and your kids are taking away from not only this film, but just your story and life perspective?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually ended up in Minot, North Dakota. That's actually our hometown in the U.S. We were sponsored by the First Presbyterian Church. And I remind my kids on a daily basis that America is the closest thing to heaven for us. And you have so much potential in this wonderful country. There are no obstacles but yourself. And we remember what President Kennedy said in one of his speeches, that it is not what your country can do for you, but it's what you can do for your country on a daily basis, that there are no obstacles against your abilities and potentials in this wonderful country.
And it's a message that everyone needs to hear, not just your family. It's always just a great reminder just to think of how really fortunate we are. So I'm glad you said that so well. And I also want to ask Aaron, if you know, or if you were as interested in math as maybe you are now after, of course, Yusuf, your father, very much so loves math, if that's probably an understatement, but which you'll find in this film when you're watching it, everyone. But Aaron, did you like math before watching this?
I always got C's in math in high school, so no, I was not a big math guy. I conceptually find it really interesting. For me, it was kind of the perfect problem-solving metaphor for the film, because I was really interested in, well, how is this family approaching this kind of grand problem of saving their own lives back in the 90s, navigating life here in America and what it means to be an American Kurd. And so as a problem-solving metaphor, I find math fascinating. If you put me in front of the SATs right now, I would still bomb them in math. But yeah, no, I think that people who watch the film, whether you are a math person or not, you'll kind of see the emotional heart at the center of it, which is really what I wanted to convey. Yeah.
Well, great job. And Yusuf, I want to also talk personally. I'm so curious on how old you were when you were actually making that journey here to the United States.
Sure. At the time when we escaped, I was 19 years old, and then my youngest brother was 12. We were a family of 6. Cameron was 16, and Frank was 15, and mom and dad. Yep.
And in the film, there's talk about a gold coin. I won't fully explain this, but were you very much so aware of that gold coin
Of course.
at that age?
Yes. Yep. So, long story short, so we make it to the Turkish side, and we are escorted by the Turkish army to the Turkish base, and there we basically declared ourselves as refugees, and that we wanted to, go eventually to the U.S. or Canada, and so the commander of the base, at the end of I would say like where sunset came, and told us, "I'm so sorry, but you have to go back where you came from." And so basically that meant returning us physically back to the arms of Saddam's group. Then my mom pulled my dad aside and gave him a coin to give the Turkish commander. And so
Smart lady. That's what I
Yes.
know.
Absolutely. And so so my dad pulled the commander aside, gave him a golden coin, and he said, "What is this?" And he said, "This is a gift from my wife to your wife." And he said, "I'm not married, I'm engaged, but I'll take the coin." And so basically that delayed the process of us being taken back to Iraq, and we stayed in Turkey for 9 months and 15 days after that. Yep. So that basically, that golden coin, that moment saved our lives. Yep.
That is so wonderful and such a vivid story to really kind of take us back and really think through your eyes. So thank you for sharing that. Well, you guys, I'm so glad you've joined me here on the red carpet at the Twin Cities Film Fest. On behalf of Aaron, Yusuf, I'm Blythe Whealy saying more wonderful filmmakers coming up next. Stick around.